everyone, welcome back to another episode of Off Air with Casey Getz and Kristen Kwan, sponsored by the awesome Food City. It's been a good week.
It has. Easter is behind us now. We're getting into this is the final full week of April. May is next week, believe it or not, and that's a birthday month for somebody on this podcast.
And it isn't you.
It is not me. Yes.
I'm so excited. I love May. It's like my favorite month because it's my birthday month, but then it's also like even growing up, it was like, oh, summer's coming. You know,
School's almost over.
You get out of school. It's warm weather again. It's always beautiful in May.
And when did you get out of school? When you were younger? When did you get out of school?
Usually around May.
Okay.
Always in May. Like I never got out. Like people that get out in June, I'm like, oh, that's so late. Like it was always May. I don't know about you. Did you get out in
June?
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Crazy. Like and I moved around schools because I was an Army brat, and we pretty much always got out in May. Like I never remember getting out in June. So that's super late. But then did you start?
We would start like late August, right around Labor Day. So I think it was all relative. I mean, it'd be like maybe the first week of June we were out of school, but then again, we wouldn't go back to like the last week of August, or sometimes it was even like the day after Labor Day. I know around here, it seems like, especially on the Tennessee side, they're like out of school like almost like the second week of May, but they go back like the 1st of August.
Yep. My middle school and high school, we went back first week of August always, and we always started on a Friday, which sounds crazy. And I know there's probably a lot of debate out there about starting on a Friday, but I actually loved it because you started the Friday, got to see like where your classes are going to be, especially if you're moving around, like little kids, it's a little different, but you kind of get the flow of things, how it's going to go. And then if you need something like, oh, I'm going to need a 3-ring binder, or I'm going to need a spiral notebook, you have the whole weekend to get that before you go back on Monday.
And it starts on Monday.
So I like it. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I guess it's all relative, where you're at. I mean, I had no problem being done in June. I mean, I don't know if like the weather has anything. I just think it's like down here, I think it's pretty hot when kids are going back to school, like the first week of August, but it also can be hot here the last week of August too. So there's not going to be a big difference. So I guess would you rather have like more of May free or more of August? That's kind of your two options. You can either have the last couple weeks of May to start summer, but then you're back the 1st of August, or if you went through May, then you have more of August to enjoy. So I guess it's kind of beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
There you go.
But you don't have a lot of choices. It's kind of where you live. That's how it is. Most around here, most are the same. I think the Virginia schools start a little bit later than the Tennessee schools do, but it's not like they're not starting like post Labor Day here. So I think everybody starts in August here. But yeah.
So here's another question for you. Something that we discussed in a news story this week. The question of recess. There's a new Tennessee bill where it would give kids a little extra recess time.
Elementary school kids.
Elementary school. Well, no. Well, technically, it said high schoolers and middle school would stay at what? Like 90
minutes a week.
90 minutes a week. For elementary school students, this bill would give 6 extra minutes of recess, right?
I think it was like an extra 40 minutes a week.
40 minutes a week. But
so if divide that by 5, you're talking like another 8 minutes or so a day.
Okay. And so there was kind of a debate about it. I even posed the question on my Facebook page, what you think about this. Casey, what do you think about it?
Well, I want to hear what the viewers had to say first. What was on your Facebook page first? Oh, man.
I wish I had I could read some of them to you. So I think that there is a lot more people in favor of it. Just saying that, kids learn outside. They learn a lot more. They need to get out some of the jitters that they might have through the day, that it's too structured. Sometimes school is a little too structured. And so letting them play, and that they learn things by being on the playground and being with friends and things like that. And there you go. So what do you think?
I think was it. Who did that story? I think Caleb Purney did that story earlier in the week, and he talked to Andy True with Kingsport City Schools, and then I believe he talked with a parent of Kingsport City Schools. I think the parent was in favor of it, and then what Andy True is saying is like, okay, well, if you're going to add 8 minutes of recess, you have to take They can't keep the kids an extra 8 minutes in the school day. So they have to take that time away from something, and it's going to be learning classroom time as well. My thought is like, what if it's going to be for, if people think for fitness, or, kids will be in better shape, what are they going to do in an extra 8 minutes in the day?
Extra push-ups.
Extra
8 minutes.
push-ups. I'd say keep it in the classroom. Maybe you can teach them more about fitness or healthy eating habits, different ways you can. I mean, it's not like they don't have recess. They already do. I don't think they need to be increasing recess. Crack the books, kids.
So basically what we're saying is Casey's not fun. I'm fun. I'm all for recess.
I'm not saying eliminate recess. Like, they have recess. I don't think it needs to be lengthened for the elementary school kids. They already have it.
So I did not ask this question to my mother, who is a retired second grade teacher, but I should have. But I would assume what she would say, just by knowing her, is, they're held to a lot of standards, teachers are.
Okay.
They have to teach certain standards and get all of this stuff in.
Certain lesson plans.
Yes, yeah. And get it all in by the end of the school year and by testing time and all kinds of stuff. And so the standards are pretty, they're pretty strict on like what they have to get in. And so I would say that could be a challenge for teachers. If you take away 8 minutes, how are they now going to get in all of the other stuff because they already feel like they can't get everything in. So how do you do it?
And then what class do you take it away from? Then what subject? I mean, certain kids are gonna.
But elementary school is kind of just all.
I guess that's true.
All
and the way they have it worded too is, like I said, for middle school and high school, and I guess recess maybe is more like a gym class as you get older, because that's what I was like when I saw that. I'm like, we never had recess in high school. Like, you had gym class, but like there was no recess. So I mean, if it's gym class, maybe that's okay. Get that. I'm absolutely in favor of that. But then it was always me. It was like, when was gym class? It was like you had it early in the day. Then you're out there playing kickball or flag football, whatever. Then you get all sweaty the rest of the school day. You always wanted it to be at the end of the day. Gym class at the end of the day. Then you can really let loose, and then you're out of there. The worst thing to do is be sweaty, then go to math class. And
no, that's fine.
Yeah, I hated having gym class.
You were really playing some crazy recess. Oh, you're talking about gym class.
Yeah, gym class. But yeah, recess. I think when you're a younger kid, you don't care about being sweaty, and
you're right.
But like when you get older, though, like
the locker room, and you had to like put your clothes in there, and you're like sweaty. I do remember that.
And then that's when you start really thinking more or caring more maybe about other people say about you. The image thing when you get to middle school, high school, when you're a young kid, you're just having fun. You don't care what you smell like, look like. As long as I get fed, run around.
Is this coming from somewhere deep,
I think all of us have been, when you're in middle school, high school, that's a brutal age. I mean, kids are tough on each other, and,
people are tough on you today.
They still are tough on you today. Yeah.
Yeah. People wear that deodorant, everyone.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Solid advice right there. How do you tell people? You can't really tell somebody that, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard. I mean, and you don't want to be, mean.
No, be mean about it.
And
you just have to suffer in silence.
You just have to suffer in silence.
Yeah.
So anyways, another question I want to pose to you, because something else in the news that I found interesting this week. Country music star Jelly Roll. Are you familiar with Jelly Roll and some of his music?
Yes, I'm familiar with the music. Not much familiar with his background and upbringing until this meeting we had the other day. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Country music star Jelly Roll is maybe going to be pardoned from his criminal record, or at least that's what's being proposed to the board right now.
In the state of Tennessee.
In the state of Tennessee. So he has now I can't remember what the story said, like 40 criminal convictions since he was 14 years old. Maybe it's more than that. There's a 4 in there somewhere. Okay. And I think 14 was
I think it's when he started
when he was 14. He's had basically a lot of different drug charges, arrests, and things like that. He went to jail for a while. Then he came out of jail, kind of turned his life around, wrote a bunch of music, and now he's doing great things. I don't know if you remember, but a couple of years ago, he performed at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Country Thunder.
Yes. And while he was singing, I'll never forget this, he stopped and was like, "What did that sign say over there?" And it was the Abingdon volleyball,
I think it was
softball,
volleyball. It was volleyball or softball. It was
one of
one
them.
of those sports from
Yes,
Abington. Yeah,
they had signs up because they were trying to raise money so that they could go to state or something that they were going to. They were trying to raise money. And
they were
Jelly
selling
Roll,
pizzas.
yeah, they were selling
Yeah,
pizza. And Jelly Roll saw the sign that said like support Abingdon, buy pizzas, and he bought them.
all of
He
them.
was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah,
buy all of them." And then I think from what I remember from the story, he ended up actually writing them a check for however much it costs for them
yeah. I
to
want
go.
to say maybe it was like they were going to like it was like for a spring break. Like the
Yeah,
team
maybe
was going
like
to
some
be
kind
go
of
play to
training or
Florida or
something.
something for
Yeah,
spring break, or I think something like that. If someone out there from Abington sees this, you can correct us if we're wrong. But I think it
yeah,
was something they were fundraising for a trip for the team to go play games out of
right.
state.
So either way, really cool. And what I've noticed about Jelly Roll from being on TikTok and other things, you miss all these things on
Yeah, I'm not on
TikTok.
TikTok.
He
So.
does that a lot
Okay.
for a lot. So he really does give back a lot of money to people. He goes and sings in jails to helps encourage inmates to change their lives around. And
Say I was on
so
this side of it one time as well, and now I'm on the other side.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So he kind of does that and really gives back, I think. But there's mixed reviews on this too. So do you think that Jelly Roll should be pardoned of his crimes? Oh, another thing too. The reason that he really would like this to happen is because it makes it hard for him to travel. Whenever he's going to travel internationally to perform concerts, it makes it kind of difficult when you have a criminal record. So, what do you think?
So this is like some board in the state of Tennessee.
I think it's like is it? I don't know. I don't know. Don't quote
They
me on
have
that.
proposed to wipe his criminal record
Hmm.
clean, and that is now it's just awaiting the governor's signature. It's up
Yes.
to the governor if he wants to, you know, I guess go with this recommendation or he can deny it. And um, yeah, I mean, again, mainly, I didn't not know any of this until this story, and I have not read more about it or anything, so I don't know all of the background on the charges that he had. And the Abington thing is one thing I know of that he's done. Not too familiar with other things that he's done, but just in general, again, not knowing exactly what all he was charged with or spent time in prison for, I don't think there's anything wrong with if somebody has improved themselves and just like the fact of it is, I think he's a celebrity now. I mean, he wasn't back
Hmm.
then, but he is now, and celebrities get special treatment that the average Joe or Jane doesn't. And I mean, he obviously impacts a lot of people now in a positive way, making up maybe for what he hurt people in the past. So I don't have a big problem with it, but not pretend that if he wasn't a big time person, he would not be possibility of him getting this. I mean, I think that's just kind of the way the world is. I mean, some people, and that's where you out there and whatever you do, I'm sure you're around people that there's certain people that maybe get things that you would not be able to get, or you get things that other people wouldn't be able to do. I think that's just life.
Yeah. So, do you think that other people though, like should other criminals maybe that have changed their lives, that should be the same for them too, or is Jelly Roll only the case right now?
Well, I mean, I think everybody deserves, I think, a second chance. But now,
That's
whether
nice.
I don't think if somebody that now there's you pay your time, you get out,
Hmm.
but does that mean that your criminal record should be dissolved if that's keeping you from getting a job or something? I mean, I don't know. I mean, but definitely don't think if his name was Rick Smith and he, had these charges and he was like, I'm a good guy, I'm donating this. I don't think he would likely be getting, if he gets, I mean, Jelly
I
Roll
don't even
hasn't
think
got
that
it
would be the
yet.
question. Probably, they if you
They
was
wouldn't
Rick
even
Smith, they
propose
wouldn't
it.
even propose it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again, I guess it's not a done deal yet, but I have no idea if the governor will go through
Yeah.
with this and rubber stamp it or if he'll decline it. I would think if he declines it, it would be bad publicity on his behalf, but I mean, I don't know if he cares about that or not, or how often. I don't even know how often he does this for people.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with you. I think that I think we could all show a little bit more grace in life, but I also think if he continues to just show um, other people that you can turn your life around and continues to do the jail things, I think that's worthy of it, because maybe you're helping somebody else
Yeah,
get out of, And it's like recidivism almost.
I didn't know that
Which is
he
important.
had been trying to, or couldn't do concerts
I think
overseas, or
I don't know.
he can. It's just he has to go through more hoops, maybe.
And I don't know, maybe he can't. I don't know. That's something
Yeah.
for research. But very interesting subject. So tell us what you think. Do you think that Jelly Roll should be pardoned? We'd like to know. Other topics. How was your Easter?
It was good. It was good Easter. Went to church. Went to I like Cracker Barrel. Went up there for, I guess what you call it,
What'd you
brunch.
have? I love
What
the
did we
Cracker
have?
Barrel.
It's pancakes.
Yeah.
Pancakes
Oh, they have the
and
best
eggs.
pancakes. Why are their pancakes so good? I can't make them like that at home.
I don't know. And then this maple syrup that comes in the jar.
Oh, it's so cute. It comes in the little thing.
But I was shocked at how not crowded it was when we got there about 10:15. And I was like thinking, oh man, we may have, like, where are we going to go for a backup if it's out the door people? But we must have hit it at the right time. But I was shocked at how empty it was, pleasantly surprised, because got in, sat down right away, good to go. But yes, several years ago, we were working. Kelly and I both were working on Thanksgiving, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go up there and pick up the to go. And that was, I'll tell you about an overwhelming operation. There was not a parking spot on Thanksgiving at Cracker Barrel. There was not a parking spot I could see, but they had the back. If you've been to the Cracker Barrel up at exit 7 up on the hill, the back of it, they had the doors were open, like I guess maybe where the workers go in, and that's like you just drove your car up. Somebody come out. What's the name? Okay, they go back in, bring out your bag, out you go. Like you never had to go in or anything.
They have it down.
They had it down to a science, and that's what I was kind of. They had that set up as well. So I think maybe later in the day, it probably got a heck of a lot more crowded.
Yeah,
we were there.
You went there too early for the Southern Baptist Church crowd.
Correct, because you could also, like at holiday time, you can order online ahead of time, pre-made meals for at home and take it home. Did that once for Thanksgiving, but yeah, you could do that for Easter. But again, I think that time I went maybe around 1:00 on Thanksgiving, and it was insane up there. But Easter at about 10:15 was perfect. So that was our Easter. Then I cut the grass later in the day. It was just Kelly and I. None of our families were in town, so I cut the grass later in the day. Then watched a lot of golf.
Yeah, we kept it pretty simple too. I did go to my mother-in-law's house. She lives in Chilhowie.
Okay.
So drove out to Chilhowie for a little bit and got to play with their dogs. And we had Easter dinner lunch there, which was really nice. So we had ham and mashed potatoes and cornbread stuffing, and she made all the fixins. It was great.
And on the day before Easter, I was put to hard manual labor painting in the house.
We've got a lot of painting to do.
A lot of painting. We've been doing a lot of painting in the house, but it was a nice bonding experience. It was a nice bonding experience. I was like, at one point, I was like, it was Saturday was when we did painting. It was a very nice day. And I was like, I really feel bad for all those people out there golfing right now. Like they must be having a miserable time.
You would rather be painting
Mr. Miyagi, painting the fence.
But you got to spend time with Kelly. And like you said, a bonding
experience. It was bonding,
You can't take that. You can't take that time away.
No, it was.
And enjoy it now before the baby's like, crying all the day.
That's why
all the time.
She's on a mission. Like get things done now because we know come August, we're going to have a lot less time.
I know. I need to schedule a time to come over and help.
We will always find a way to squeeze in.
I love to
guest helper workers.
Well, I'll try to do that.
All right. Now last week, if you were here, I had to do the snack because I lost the bet for the Bristol Food City 500 race. And Kristen threatened me at the end of it saying, just wait till next week because I had a banana elf cookie and a chocolate chip cookie that Kelly made. So this is now the chance. You talked a big game last week. I have been dreading what you're going to do. Okay. My only reconciliation is knowing that whatever you bring, you also have to take part in it as well.
And I did think about that.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to be too hard on you this week, but we are going to try something a little new for you and a little different. So I just decided, you know what? I'm going to go to Five Below and I'm going to see the weirdest things that they have and I'm going to buy it and we're going to try it.
What is that? Five Below?
You've never been to Five Below?
No, I've never heard of it. What is it?
What? Casey, you've never been to Five Below?
What is it?
It's a store.
Where?
Well, there's one at Exit 7 and there's one at the Pinnacle.
Oh, no, never heard
It's
of
called
it.
Five Below, and everything is $5 or below.
Oh, it's a food store.
No,
Ah.
well, yes, they do have some
But
snack
also,
items,
but
but it's
non-food things
mostly
as well.
like see,
A
you need to know
cheaper,
this.
more
No.
expensive dollar store?
Yes.
Okay.
You need to know this because just wait till you have your child, because it's a good place because you can take them in there and they can get like one $5 thing and you're not
okay.
like buying like
All right.
100 things. But it's mostly a kid store. Like they have a
Okay.
lot of like kid items like toys and anything you can imagine. But they have all kinds of stuff. Like I actually bought one time I wanted 10-pound weights to lift at home, and they had those there. $5.
10-pound weights for $5.
Yeah, so I mean, now are they the best quality in the world? But who cares? But they have they have craft supplies and party supplies.
So we're gonna have
makeup.
food from Five Below.
Yes, we're gonna have food from Five Below. Okay. And I brought back the drinks.
Yeah, I saw the cups of ice when we started here, so I knew we were having a drink of something. I did not know there was going to be any food here, so this is a complete surprise.
So we'll start with the drink. This is a Taiwan classic, it says. This is bubble tea. Have you ever had bubble tea?
No, never heard of it.
It's Thai tea with tapioca pearls. So, have you ever had tapioca pudding?
I think so, yeah.
So they make them in little balls.
Okay.
Into a little ball form, and they put them in drinks.
Oh.
And I've never had it out of a can like this. I have had bubble tea or boba, as they sometimes call it, that they make at like a store. Like they have stores that are just like tea stores that like make this. And it's really good. It's more in bigger cities, I feel like, but Grieco's has it, actually.
Oh.
So sometimes I will go there and get a Thai tea with boba. I'm assuming that that's going to be better than it's fresh made than being in a can, but we'll try it. It says shake well before use.
Well, what if it sprays everywhere?
Oh, it's not carbonated.
Oh, okay.
It's tea.
Yeah, open it that way just in case. That's plenty. No, come on. I'm not drinking this whole thing. I don't even know if I like this or not.
I don't know if we got any bubbles, though.
Well, if it's not carbonated, how's there going to be bubbles?
No, there should be balls in it.
Oh.
Let's pour some more out. Maybe the balls are at the bottom. Nope. Do you see any?
I do not. I see.
Thai tea with tapioca pearls. I don't see the balls, but we'll give it a go. I didn't see any balls come out. What?
How many times are you going to say balls? You want to say it one more time on here? I mean, you're going
balls.
for the record here. Balls. This is 96% of your daily sugar intake.
I'm looking for my balls.
That seems excessive.
All right, let's try it. Cheers.
All right, this is
a
great.
Full glass.
This is great to do this at 9 o'clock at night. It'll be up till 4 in the morning.
Do you like it?
Tastes like a very...
Honestly, it tastes like a bad protein shake.
Or like a very flat, like cream soda.
No. I don't know. Not my favorite. Thai tea is really good though. You got to try the Grieco's version with.
So
like,
you should have poured all this in there because now.
Well, I thought there was going to be balls in there, and there wasn't. So I'm kind of sad about that.
You think we get a balls counter whenever we're in this podcast goes up there? How many times in the last 3 minutes?
They're supposed to be like little chewy balls.
Okay.
That you
There's
have.
another one.
Okay, so give it a rating.
Like a 3.
Oh, pretty low. Okay.
What are you giving
I
it?
think it's like a 4.
Oh, I say 3. Like, wow, that's low. You go 4.
I mean, to me, it kind of tastes like 4 for the nutritional value. It kind of tastes like a protein shake.
Well, I would.
But it's not bad.
If you want to get this, I would recommend drinking it early in the day with 96% of your sugar intake.
It's not bad.
Or if you need to pull an all-nighter, that could be what you need.
I just don't think that I would buy that again.
Get it again, yeah.
No. All right, the next we're going to have chocolate mushrooms.
Oh.
Chocolate mushrooms. Choco Rooms. It says, this crispy cracker is combined with milk and dark chocolatey mushroom-shaped cap. And it's a perfect snack to enjoy with friends.
I
That's
I
you.
don't
You're my
like,
friend.
thank you. I don't like mushrooms. I don't eat mushrooms on food or anything. This is, well, no,
That's one mushroom in a cap.
I have one in a cap.
Okay. 7.5. Pretty good. You like it.
I'll give it a 4.
What? You give it the
Four.
one above the.
Yeah.
It says that this was created to evoke feelings of comfort, playfulness, and childhood nostalgia, inspired by relaxing visuals of the Japanese countryside. There you go. All right, one more thing. Now, if I do remember correctly, you said you've never had cowtail, right?
That is an accurate statement.
So I went because I was really hoping I could find cowtails, and I couldn't. But they had something similar. Caramel chews, but these are honey bun flavor. So I figured we'd give these a go. This is similar to like a cowtail, though, you know.
What is a cowtail?
It's like, I don't know, like a caramel chewy thing. I'll find it one day, and we'll have one. Okay, there you go. Take you one there. Honey bun flavored.
I don't know. I think the banana elf cookie and homemade chocolate chip cookies were
6. Pretty good. I would rather have the regular cowtail and not the honey bun flavor, I think.
Oh, before we leave, thoughts on Tim McGraw singing at Bristol for the Speedway Classic, which is like we're getting very close to like 100 days out.
That's really
and
cool.
they announced that Tim McGraw will do a concert an hour before the game inside the stadium. Like the field's going to be, if you've been to the racetrack, like I think home plate's going to be near the start finish line going down towards turns 1 and 2. I think on the other end, they're going to have the concert. But it's all encompassing. If you have a ticket to the game, you have to go to the concert because it's like an hour before the game. But Tim McGraw is going to headline the concert.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've actually seen him.
Really?
Yep. Seen him in concert, Georgia Southern University. It was great.
That is in Statesboro.
It is. Good job. Not too far from my hometown. So we drove out there one time and went to a Tim McGraw concert. I think that might have been one of the first country concerts I've ever been to.
No, I did not know this, but we ran a story. I guess Tim McGraw's father played in the big leagues. Mm-hmm. So that's when I guess Bristol kind of thought that would be a cool way to tie in his connection to this. Because before that, I thought, oh, Tim McGraw, a big name, but I had no idea that his father played in the big leagues. So very cool that now his son will be performing before the first professional baseball, like American National League baseball game in the state of Tennessee.
Maybe Faith Hill will be there too. If only we get so lucky.
And I think there's going to be some more people. They just haven't announced later. But yeah, they said there'll be some more artists announced later. But during the football game 9 years ago, remember they did Kenny Chesney, but that was the night before the football game. They did, that was, I think, on the Friday night, there was a Kenny Chesney concert.
That was a great concert.
Then Saturday was the Battle of Bristol.
So maybe that's what they're going to do. Like the night before, they'll have a concert.
They could. Yeah, they could. I wondered if they're doing this because a lot of people, I remember back, had trouble getting in on time because security, like so many people were, trying to get in. I think the one thing was like for a NASCAR race, like there's a lot of things going on before the race. So people kind of go in at different times. But for the football game, everybody, all the Tennessee fans want to see them walk through the tee, or the Virginia Tech fans want to see their team come in. Then everybody was trying to get in at the same time. So I wonder if by having a concert an hour ahead of time, okay, well, if you want to go to the concert, you're going to be there.
That's a good idea.
30 minutes before
That's
that.
Actually very good.
So I wonder if they're doing it like this, so to get people in earlier, and also then the entertainment is before the game. Because you could also there's been, I know Pittsburgh, where I'm from, the Pirates, sometimes they'll do a concert after a baseball game as well. But to do it before, I think that gets people in there early. And then people, if they're not interested in the concert, they want to come a little later. But I think it's a good way to get people in earlier to make sure there's enough time. Because that was one issue with the Battle of Bristol that people were upset that they missed part of the game because the security lines were so long.
That is very interesting. I think you're probably right with that. I just hope that people will have enough time after the concert ends to get to their seats, which I'm sure they'll probably make sure that it's
he's not going to be singing right up to the first pitch. You know, I mean, they're going to need to give people a chance to get over, and he's probably going to want to, get over as well.
That's going to be a short concert, though, so
because
get in there.
Yeah, because they said he's going to start an hour or so. You don't know if he's, they didn't say if he's going to play for. I wouldn't think he'd play for an hour because, like I said, I don't think he's going to go right up to first pitch. So, yeah, he may only play for 20, 30 minutes and sing, 4 or 5 songs. And then who knows, there could be people before him, certainly I would say too. So maybe the concerts will start even earlier than that. But he's the headliner. So.
Well, maybe we'll get to go.
Who knows? We're still, like I said, I think we're just about the 100-day mark from the game. So when they announced it, it was just past the 1-year mark to the game when they announced it last August. And now it's like, now we're getting into like the 3-month time frame. I mean, baseball's going on. Braves and Reds both playing baseball. The Major League Baseball season is getting close to about a month old. And come August, they will be here for one game only, but it'll be the first in the state of Tennessee.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
And who knows, it might not be the last because there's the city of Nashville, with expansion, they're trying to get a team.
They need one.
So they're, but they will not be the first one there. It'll be right here in Bristol.
Woohoo!
So we'll talk more about that definitely in a month's ahead, but they did just announce the track that Tim McGraw. So I wanted to mention that as well.
Pretty cool.
All right. Thanks again to Food City for sponsoring Off Air. Have a great week. And we will talk to you, I guess, in May because next Thursday is May. Wow.
Crazy.
Birthday month will begin for this one. We'll see you then.